Are you looking for exciting tank battles? Are you ready to explore the world's most powerful tank destroyers? In this video, we will explore 7 of the most legendary and fearsome tank destroyers of World War II. These giant steel beasts had immense firepower that could change the course of the war and destroy enemy tanks.
Fire!
So, which ones were the most powerful? Jagdtiger, a monster unmatched with its 128mm gun. ISU-152, a giant that scared enemies with its heavy armor and devastating howitzer. Elephant, also known as Ferdinand, this tank became legendary with its destructive power, armor, and strength. M10, Wolverine, a light and agile hunter that preyed on enemy tanks like a wolf. Sturrer Emil, a hunter that became famous even from afar with its long-range gun. Su-100, powerful and robust, the pride of the Soviets. Archer, the Swedish monster that surprised enemies with its rear-facing gun. Continue watching the video to discover the stories of these legendary war machines. Remember, this video features only 7 tank destroyers. Let us know in the comments if you want to learn about more. 7. Archer, United Kingdom. The Archer was a tank destroyer developed and used by Sweden during World War II. This vehicle had a unique design with a forward-facing gun mount, increasing its maneuverability on the battlefield and serving as an effective weapon against enemy tanks. The most notable feature of the Archer was its rear-mounted gun. This design allowed the vehicle to fire forward without the need to reverse, a significant advantage for a fast-moving tank destroyer. The Archer's main weapon was the 75mm M1A2 gun. This gun could effectively fire at enemy tanks with armor-piercing rounds. Additionally, a 7.92mm machine gun was mounted on the vehicle's superstructure, which could be used to engage infantry units and lightly armored vehicles. Weighing 28 tons, the Archer was powered by a 142-horsepower engine. This allowed the vehicle to reach speeds of up to approximately 20 km/h, 12 mph. The Archer's design was intended to be effective in both open terrain and urban environments. The crew consisted of 4 members: a commander, a gunner, a loader, and a driver. The Archer was used by the Swedish Army, especially in defense lines and reconnaissance missions. With its forward-facing gun, the Archer could effectively aim and fire at enemy tanks. 6. Su-100, Soviet Union. The Su-100 is a tank destroyer developed and used by the Soviet Union during World War II. This vehicle is designed with a powerful weapon system to effectively combat German tanks. The main weapon of the Su-100 is a 100mm tank gun. This gun has sufficient power to penetrate the armor of enemy tanks and can make long-range shots. Additionally, the vehicle is equipped with a 7.62mm machine gun, which can be used in combat against light armored vehicles and infantry units. The Su-100 uses the chassis of the T-34 tank, providing it with high mobility and maneuverability. The vehicle weighs an average of 34 tons and is powered by a 500-horsepower engine, giving it the ability to reach speeds of up to 45 km/h, 28 mph. The crew consists of 4 members: a commander, a gunner, a loader, and a driver. The Su-100 can be effectively used in open terrain and urban environments, and is generally used in defense lines, offensives, and reconnaissance missions. The Su-100 has been one of the most effective and widely used models among Soviet tank destroyers. It is known for its powerful gun and sturdy structure, providing a significant advantage to Soviet forces during World War II. 5. Sturrer Emil, Germany. The Sturrer Emil is a tank destroyer produced by Germany during World War II. This tank destroyer is known for its long-range gun and is designed to effectively destroy enemy tanks from long distances. The most notable feature of the Sturrer Emil is its 128mm Paki 40 L61 gun. This gun has the ability to penetrate the armor of enemy tanks at distances of up to 2,000 meters, easily piercing the armor of many tanks of that period. However, the powerful gun of the Sturrer Emil, by increasing the overall size and weight of the vehicle, negatively affected its mobility and maneuverability. The Sturer Emil was produced only as two prototypes between 1942 and 1943 and was used on the battlefield in a limited manner. These vehicles were generally used in defense lines and positioned to destroy enemy tanks from a distance. However, due to the limited mobility and large size of the Sturer Emil, its practical use was limited. The Sturer Emil was developed as part of the German tank destroyer program and inspired the use of some interesting features in later tank destroyer designs. However, due to production limitations and operational difficulties, the Sturer Emil could not be effectively used during the war. 4. M10 Wolverine, USA. The M10 Wolverine is a tank destroyer produced by the United States during World War II. This tank, built on the M4 Sherman chassis, is designed to be effective against enemy tanks. The M10 Wolverine is equipped with a 76.2 mm gun, making it one of the lighter armed tank destroyers of its time. However, the M10's light gun had sufficient armor-piercing capacity against enemy tanks and provided an advantage with its maneuverability and speed. The M10 Wolverine was first used in 1942 in the North African campaign and later in the European theater. These tank destroyers generally moved with tank units and used their firepower to destroy enemy tanks. Additionally, the M10s had the ability to quickly change positions by virtue of their maneuverability and speed, surprising the enemy and breaking through defense lines. The M10 Wolverine was widely used by the American Army during World War II and participated successfully in many battles. These tank destroyers contributed to the Allied forces' victory and remained in the inventories of many countries long after the war. 3. Elephant Tank Destroyer, Germany. The Elephant, produced by Germany during World War II, is one of the largest and heaviest tank destroyer vehicles, known as a tank destroyer. This tank destroyer, also known as Ferdinand, was used by the German Army in the Battle of Kursk. The Elephant had an 80 mm gun and was highly resistant to enemy fire with its heavy armor. Additionally, its armor, made with special alloys resistant to heat and impact, made the tank destroyer highly protected. The Elephant tank destroyer also had a good range and the ability to effectively target enemy tanks from a distance. These features made the Elephant an ideal vehicle for effectively destroying enemy tanks from behind defense lines. However, the Elephant's large size and weight limited its maneuverability, making it vulnerable in open-field battles and narrow passages. Additionally, factors such as fuel consumption and maintenance requirements made it operationally challenging. Elephant tank destroyers were removed from the inventory of the German Army towards the end of World War II and entered the inventories of many countries after the war. These vehicles played an important role in the course of the war and marked a turning point in the development of tank destroyer technology. 2. ISU-152, Tank Destroyer, Soviet Union. The ISU-152 is a tank destroyer used by the Soviet Union during World War II. This vehicle is built on a large chassis equipped with a heavy howitzer. The main weapon of the ISU-152 is a 152 mm howitzer, which was used to effectively destroy enemy tanks and defense lines. The ISU-152 is known for its heavy armor and powerful gun. These features made the vehicle highly resistant to enemy fire. Additionally, its large and high-caliber gun provided long-range firepower and the ability to effectively hit enemy targets. However, the large size and weight of the ISU-152 limited its maneuverability, reducing its mobility. This made it vulnerable in open-field battles and narrow passages. Additionally, factors such as fuel consumption and maintenance requirements made it operationally challenging. The ISU-152 played an important role during World War II and was effective in the Soviet Union's victory. It also entered the inventories of many countries after the war. This vehicle marked a turning point in the development of tank destroyer technology and inspired later tank destroyer designs. 1. Jagdtiger, Germany. The Jagdtiger is a heavy tank destroyer produced by Germany during World War II. This vehicle is built on the chassis of the Tiger II tank and is equipped with a large 128 mm gun. The Jagdtiger is one of the heaviest and most powerful tank destroyer vehicles used in World War II. The main weapon of the Jagdtiger is its large caliber 128 mm gun. This gun was designed to effectively hit enemy tanks and armored vehicles from a distance. Additionally, with its strong armor, it was highly resistant to enemy fire. However, the large size and weight of the Jagdtiger limited its maneuverability, making it vulnerable in open-field battles and narrow passages. Additionally, factors such as the recoil problem caused by the large and heavy gun and high fuel consumption made the vehicle operationally challenging. The Jagdtiger was produced in very limited numbers during the war and entered service towards the end of the war. Therefore, it had little impact on the outcome of the war. However, it contributed to the development of tank destroyer technology and inspired later tank destroyer designs. We've come to the end of this exciting journey. We've explored the top 10 tank destroyers in the world and learned about their roles on the battlefield. Which one do you think was the most powerful? Let us know in the comments, and we can prepare a special video about the most voted tank destroyer. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out our channel for more tank content. See you in the next video.